Welcome. My name is Dr. Peter Strong. I am a mindfulness-based therapist living in Boulder, Colorado, and I offer online mindfulness therapy through Skype. It's a worldwide service. So I'd like to take this opportunity to talk with you informally about what mindfulness therapy is and how it can help you with your anxiety, your depression, or your stress. Whatever form of emotional suffering that is a problem for you and that you would like to change. Well, mindfulness therapy is often described as the direct path for inner change. And why is this? Well, because it works with the underlying process that creates our anxiety and emotional suffering. What is this underlying process? It's composed of habitual patterns of emotional and cognitive reactions. Basically, we learn patterns of thinking, negative thinking. We learn negative self-beliefs, and we learn patterns of emotional reaction. We learn them from our family, from our society, and from our culture. These patterns operate unconsciously. We're not usually aware of them. We simply react and then we suffer the consequences of them. In mindfulness therapy, we take a very direct approach to changing these patterns of reactivity. First part of mindfulness therapy is becoming very, very familiar with the patterns of reactivity that are operating in our minds. We learn to see them. And as you know, what you don't see controls you. What you do see gives you a chance to change those patterns. So bringing them into the light of consciousness is very, very important indeed. And this is the beginning of all meaningful therapeutic change. But it's just the beginning. The second part of mindfulness therapy is learning to work with the underlying emotions, the feeling energy that powers these reactive thoughts and gives them meaning and gives them power over us. So we need to learn to form a relationship with our inner suffering, our anxiety, sadness, our inner pain. This is very, very important. Of course, most of the time we don't do that at all. We simply react to our emotional reactions and make the process worse. We make the problem worse by our reactions to our pain. We seek to avoid our pain, we seek to resist it, we seek to try and change it by getting rid of it in some way or another. Rarely do we simply sit down with our pain. We know from experience how important this is with people, with friends, with our partners. If they are in pain, we know the most important thing is to simply sit with them quietly and listen, to be fully present with them. And it's in this space of presence, of listening, of silence, that change begins to happen. We know this in our relationships, yet somehow we forget to do this for ourselves. It is so important to begin to change this around and to learn to sit with our emotions in the same way that we would sit with a dear friend. So this is the second part of mindfulness therapy. And we find that if we learn to sit with our emotions with openness, with acceptance, with genuine care and friendliness, that in this space, emotions begin to respond by changing. Also in this process of learning to sit with our emotions, we begin to change overall. we start to become less reactive and more responsive. We become less mechanical, and we become more alive, more engaged. And this is why in my book, The Path of Mindfulness Meditation, I describe mindfulness as engaged presence, because that's really what it's about. It's about really engaging with our experience, including suffering, our emotional pain. When we really engage with things in this way, things change, and we become more alive, more positive, more responsive as a result. So, do you want to change your patterns of anxiety or depression? Do you want to overcome your patterns of negative thinking? If so, you can do this in the comfort of your own home through the online mindfulness therapy service. If you would like to start, simply send me an email. This is a free email consultation in which you can describe your problem, you can describe what you would like to change, and you can ask your questions about the process, and I will guide you. Then we can schedule an online mindfulness therapy session through Skype. It's very easy, very convenient, and very effective. And most people notice dramatic changes within 3 to 4 sessions. So, please, send me your email today, and let's begin making real positive changes in your emotions. Thank you.